Hey, Zenka, we're going live any second now. Who do you want to do a shout out to?
Martin Luther King.
Oh
You're so
man, what a
amazing. I have a dream.
I
We all
have a
do.
dream too. Let's hit it. Thank you, Martin Luther King. Here we go. Hey guys, today we have another very special guest, Zenka Caro. Zenka is a futurist, software architect, and the founder of enlightenment, a global citizen science and experience platform that aims to accelerate enlightenment on the planet. She's also a pioneer in mind over matter consciousness research and an expert in NFTs, wearables, blockchain, decentralized technology, and crypto. Zenka is also a keynote speaker on a TEDx stage and beyond. On our show today, Zenka will be talking about extraterrestrial contact and demonstrating her skills in spoon bending. I so want to see how that works. I've never seen it live, and I'm so excited about it. Zenka, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm great. Looking forward to it.
Oh my gosh, let's jump right in. So to start off, all I want to do is, can you tell us more about your background and how you became interested in extraterrestrial contact and consciousness research? Because that's something that people don't know too much about.
Yeah, as you can tell from my bio, I'm pure tech, pure left brain, pure like technology person. So this is all kind of new to me. In the last 4 years, I started to really I did a Moto's rice experiment. I don't know if you've ever done that. I brought it here to show you. So Emoto was this scientist, and he did an experiment where you say, "I hate you, I hate you, I hate you" to one thing of rice, and "I love you" to another, and one you just ignore. And
Show that again. You
yeah,
so
so
the
this
love
one
you.
is "I love you." It smells like rice vinegar. It smells really good. This one is "I hate you." I almost threw up when I opened it. It smells so bad. And then this one, sadly enough, is "ignore," which is also not doing well.
Oh,
So this made me really think about how could that be? I even labeled one. I had done this so many times. I took it to my kids' preschool. They all got the same results. I mean, you just look it up online, Emoto's rice experiment, you'll see all the stuff. And I thought, wow, your consciousness, your energy actually creates things in the physical world. And to me, that's crazy. To me,
like
that was absolutely crazy. And I started researching Dean Radin and all these other scientists who were saying, yeah, this is the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to talk about it because it kind of makes everything way more complicated. But I got really interested in it. So
like you literally put the rice in the jar with some water, and every day it's like, oh, I love you. And you talk to it for how long?
I did it very scientifically because I'm a scientist. So it's like I did 60 seconds on my phone, 60 seconds, open it up. "I love you. Thank you for being you. You're so wonderful." Close it, put it away. Now you want to space them out like, 2 or 3 feet apart or 3 feet apart.
Yeah.
The ignore one you don't touch, and then the hate one. "I hate you. Why are you here?" So
I don't know if I could do it. I'd feel bad for the rice.
well, in a moto, well, that's it was problem for the people that I was living with. My husband, like, "I don't want to hear you saying I hate you," because it's pretty harsh. But I wanted to get it to work. So after about 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, the effect takes hold. And Moto also studied those snowflakes. So not only are we all unique. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, I'm getting the snowflake guy confused. But Emoto, because I love that story of Bentley that did the snowflakes. But Emoto took water droplets that he exposed to music, so rock music, classical music, love, hate, the same words, and he put it under the microscope, and it looks like snowflakes, but it's amazing. So you can also see that the water is like a crystal, so it takes on the structure. So
Right.
everything you say in the world affects other people's bodies, your body. It affects reality. And that's something that I wasn't willing to put under the rug. I was like, well, if that's true, what else is true? And how deep does this go? Because if we're creating this, then we can go do like Martin Luther King and say, "I have a dream," and then create something different.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay. I get that. I I talk to my plants. People used to think that people were crazy who talk to their plants. So I talk to my plants every day, and that thing is doing so good. So Hey,
Well,
so
believe it or not, can I just interject before you say that? Is believe it or not, so in the hydroponic vegetable gardens that they have where they stack up the plants,
Mhm.
and they're built, growing, lettuce and tomatoes and stuff, they're actually playing bedtime stories and music to the plants and
And what
doing lights, like purple lights and stuff. So it's scientifically proven.
that really is astounding because you think it's like, yeah, you're just saying these things, but they affect
Yeah,
people and affect
yeah,
things on the planet. So,
yeah.
explain the concept of light tech and how it relates to enlightenment on the planet.
Yeah. Well, LightNet is a nonprofit, and we give people extraordinary experiences that open their mind to the possibility of the fact that we might be creating our reality together. And so the potential that we have as humans is way greater. We haven't even scratched the surface. So if we can bend a spoon, what else can we do? I mean, there's people that do Reiki healing.
Uh,
They literally heal someone like Jesus with their hands on, like, I mean, does this compute to you, Michael? I mean,
No,
we're living in a world where this is true. So if this is true, can we come together and make really cool stuff happen? And so we basically push people to just try stuff because I went to a mystery school. I started going, why is this rice experiment working? All this stuff, and then my mind is going like you. It's like curiosity was like unraveling. I'm like, wait a minute. And so I went to this mystery school, and literally the first day we brought little photographs of people we know, and they're like, okay, hand your photograph to your partner next to you, and then read everything about that. Tell the person everything about the photograph.
yeah,
And it worked. And it worked for everyone. And then they gave us a clipboard with like a body picture, and they said, okay, scan your partner and tell them what's wrong with their body. And it worked. So we had no training. They did not explain anything to us. And we were just regular people. And that's what we discovered in LightNet is that when we put people in groups of 8 and to 12, small group that everyone's going, yes, you can do this.
uh-huh.
People do extraordinary things without knowing how.
Okay. I keep saying I tell the guests to come on the show. It's like, I get to facilitate these things and watch and learn and listen, right? And I'm on the X-Files scale. There's Mulder on the high end, and then there's Scully on the low end, right? I'm on a Scully level 3, 4, with everything. It's like I want to be a Mulder, I want to believe, and that I'm still questioning. I'm not cutting anything out yet, and I
Yeah.
just want to believe everything. So I have seen magicians do spoon bending and stuff,
Uh-huh.
but I've never seen somebody do spoon bending that can take the spoon and bend it themselves. If you want to show us the spoon bending, I would love to see it. I've
Y-
never seen it live, so if you
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you got
So
that, I'd love to see the spoon bending work.
all right. So yeah, we do this once a month um for our members, and then we do it once a month here in Sedona. And I learned from this guy, Jack Hauk. I printed out a picture to show you guys. He is hilarious. So this is him. And he calls them parties, PK parties. And he taught 16,000 people how to do this. And they were just normal, regular people.
Right.
And kids do this really well. So there's 3 types of bending that we do. One is warm forming, which we're going to do today because it's the fastest, so we have time to do other stuff. But that's where you hold both sides of the spoon, and then I don't know if you can see this, but at some point the spoon gets really soft, and see that loop there? Went looped
Yeah.
3 times. It gets really soft,
So
and
it's not
then
soft right now. Like right now, if you bang it on something, it's
I
try
can't
and bend it.
I can't unbend this right
Right.
now. It's one that's the weird thing. It kind of bends and then it holds its shape. So basically what's happening is that you have a grain structure, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's like a tile grout. And what happens is that these things become soft between the metal, and it becomes putty. And that's your cue to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then and you use to heighten emotion. So when we do this in in a group of people, we cause pandemonium. We scream, we yell, we have to get out of our head.
Okay.
And that's the trick to it. And then you just sort of let it happen. Then we do the second level is called high school, where you bend the buckle of the spoon, which is very difficult to do with
Yeah.
strength alone, right? And
Right.
then we do hands off bending, where we just bend with our like this. And this, a young girl bent, you know, whatever, 7 years old, she bent this just like that.
Yeah.
And we've had over 30 people do that. So it's pretty cool. So basically the technique we use, like I said, is and I'll just take I got this spoon because it kind of looks like the Matrix spoon. It's like a round
It
one.
does look like the Matrix spoon. I saw the Matrix and I wanted to do that. I was looking at the spoons like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we'll do the worm forming. So what happens here? Oh, and I was gonna set a spoon. I'm gonna set this fork on here. Oh, this is one that I did before. Or wait, this is a new one.
Okay.
I was gonna see if it would just bend, just sitting there, and it did. But anyway, so let's get a better one. We'll get like a
Yeah, I
before
definitely
and
want to
after
see the
here.
spoon bend.
So I'm
Okay,
just
you have to
gonna
hold
I'm
it up
just
a
gonna
little higher
sit
so we can
this.
all see it.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna sit this right here. Oh
We
wait,
can't see it, but that's okay.
okay. I just want to. Oh well, okay. I always wanted to sit this here because I want to see if it'll bend by itself on during
Move
the.
it over
But anyway,
closer towards your body and we can check that out.
all right. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So first you command. You set the intention. You bring a lot of light through your body, and then you set the intention. You call in your angels, ETs, your higher self, your grandmother, whoever you want, God, all of it. You call it into your body. You fill yourself with light, and then you say bend, bend, bend. And then in warm forming, you see if it gets soft and you bend it. So here we go.
Okay.
So, okay, I want to make sure I'm in. Okay.
Right.
So I'm bringing a lot of light in my body,
Okay.
connecting with all that is. Then I'm going to bring the light through my hand, through my arm, and I'm going to dump it into the smallest part of the spoon. And I'm going to command it to bend. Bend, bend, bend. And now I'm going to let it happen and see when it gets soft. There we go.
Are you saying that spin was not, it's not like an aluminum spoon, it's like a hard spoon?
So yeah, I mean, I'm going to also do, so yeah, you can see these are, so now let's see if we can, let's see. Once it kind of bends, it's bent. Let me try to do one of these. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so this is bending here too. Now that's, if you try it at your house, it's very difficult to bend a spoon
The
that
spoon part.
yeah. So yeah. This one is actually starting to bend, which is really cool. So the intertwined are pushing in. Wow. Okay, great. Now this takes a little while, which is why I wasn't going to do hands-off bending.
That's okay. I'm fascinated. By the way, for you guys who are watching, if you have comments and you want to put them in the comments, please do. I would love to see what you're thinking right
Because
now and what your experience has been with spoon bending and time bending and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. So yeah, you can see now, yeah. And I mean, so this is, I brought this to, this is another fun thing. Well, we stopped a clock, by the way, in the last spoon bending, and we
Uh-huh.
sprouted seeds in our hands. So you can do any sort of thing, right? And we're just experimenting. We've only done 20 parties, and we've got kids bending this. You know what I mean? And so it's really interesting. We got scientists now studying what we're doing. So this I found in my front yard.
You know, I did do some research on spoon
It was
bending before the
time.
show, and
Yeah.
there's of course the magic people that do it their way, but it is inconclusive as to whether or not people actually can do this because some scientists are still studying it. They're going like, wow, this really happens. and we're seeing you do it here on the show.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's definitely happening because I can tell you that, like, in the University of California, they were studying children that could burn holes in keys. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I've also watched some of the ones on YouTube with the magicians, and they basically, from what I can tell, they score the
yeah,
bottom of a spoon. You know what I mean?
yep,
And then they're basically just bending it in half or cracking it in half or something. So this is consciousness technology, and it works when you open your heart and you let go. It's just like a mother lifting something, a car off of someone,
right.
right?
I've seen that.
So and like I said, I mean, so we're gonna try it with all sorts of stuff because we're sort of curious, like, how is this happening? Why, how could this be possible? So we're like taking seeds and sprouting them in our hand. Plus, we're
Wow.
doing remote viewing and all sorts of other stuff at LightNet. So remote viewing is where you quiet your mind, you tap into the knowing of all, and you can read a location that's far away. So in our remote viewing class with Alan Steinfeld on LightNet, for example, he had pictures that he would not show us. And he said, okay, I'm going to show you, we call them a target because that's the way the military would train it. But they would say,
Right.
okay, what is it? And I'd be muscle testing everything. I'd be like, is it blue? Is it that? I like thinking to him. He's like, stop it. Stop thinking, Zenka. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, just draw what it is. And I drew it exactly what it is.
And
So, and same thing with mediums. You've got mediums saying like, your grandmother liked blue and she drove a red. I mean, how is this possible? We want to know. That's what enlightens a bunch of people getting together going, wait a minute, what's going on
oh, so yeah, I'm almost speechless today. But what I'm looking at is, so you have LightNet, that's your organization.
here? Yeah.
You're teaching people how to do these things. You're
Yeah.
also experimenting how to do some certain things,
Yeah.
and you're also working with talking
ETs.
about that extraterrestrials. I know it's like hard coming out of my mouth. I was trying to figure out, how do I say this. Okay, so you're working with extraterrestrials. Now, people are gonna, I just have to say, people are gonna think that we're crazy talking about extraterrestrials, and you have a whole society that does this. So what sort of things do you do to communicate with? Are they different dimensional people? Are they people from other planets in our dimension? What's up with the extraterrestrials?
Okay, and nobody knows. In my opinion, it's an and both. So when we create in the field, just like Martin Luther King, I have a dream, right? You can have a dream that we have equality and peace, and that dream is becoming true day by day because he spoke it on a podium and he spoke from his heart and inspired the world. We're not there yet, but it started, right?
Right.
So the same thing happens when you're subconscious and when your deeper ideas happen. So we've gotten an entire population that watch Star Trek, Star Wars, all this stuff.
Hmm.
But eventually it happens. Like we eventually will be going to Mars, or maybe, yeah, maybe we already are, all that stuff. Who knows? But like, you know what I mean? Like, so eventually we create the realities that we put in our head. If we create World War IV or World War III or whatever it is, it'll happen, right? That's why it's dangerous to watch TV, except for your show. But like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like, you're dangerous, right? So we got to be careful what we're dreaming. And I think that to some extent, there's a tipping point that crossed with ETs. ETs are now part of our reality. The crash sites are real. That's all real, but it happened just so not that many times, right? So it's like we couldn't really all experience that. But now the bigger amounts of people are going to be able to experience that, right? And it is also dimensional. So if I can talk to a dead person, which I can, and you can, anybody can. See, that's the
Uh,
that's the cool part
okay.
about this. Like anyone can talk to their dead grandma. I guarantee you, it's weird. It's weird. You can talk to angels. You can talk to like you. It's weird, but it works, right? So you can, so ETs are in that dimensional field, and they're very advanced, and they're sharing information with all of us and scientists and things like that, about free energy and everything else. And that's part of why that hasn't been so open, is because there's all this stuff in the play. And so it's like, well, if we go to free energy, what are we going to do with this economy? All this stuff is happening. But the fact is that we've been able in LightNet to call in ships and see them. So say we want to see a craft at this location, and they show up. So, and it's all about an intentional community. So these teams that we have, we're starting a whole contact lab in 2 weeks. We're on season 3. We took 100 people through. 96 made contacts with their higher self, angels, ETs, guides, etc.
What
And when
is
you have
the
that, you can do
what
it.
is the proof that people need to see to go like, okay, I now believe that I've seen an ET or I've connected with this certain thing? What is it that people go like watching you bend the spoon is
It's
one thing.
physical. It's
Yeah.
physical. It's physical in your body. So you either see a craft like when you open your eyes and look out the window, or you get a very, very strong physical reaction. So it's it's not common to get like complete goosebumps from head to toe, to have some sort of healing. I mean, they studied 200 countries or something that did ET contact, and 50% had miracle healing. So it's
Uh-huh.
like you raise your vibration really, really high. It could be a gamma state in the brain. We're doing a lot of research with brain wearables right now to figure out, they can see like, am I in theta? Am I in alpha? Am I in beta? Am I in this? Whatever, to
Right.
see what it is. But in my class, for example, I do radio research. So we break the laws of physics and you can hear it through the radio. So
Explain that. What do you mean you do? Explain the
well,
radio
so
research.
yeah, so this is really crazy because so what we love about what we're doing too is curiosity unravels curiosity unravels curiosity. And instead of having all this stuff secret, like believe me, the U.S. government's been researching psych, like psi and all this stuff. So is everyone, right? But this is not available public research, right? So we want to make it public research, right? So there's a guy, a citizen who was super geeked about radio, and he wanted to see UFOs. So he broadcast through a tower. He
Mhm.
has like massive towers, right? So he's very much of an expert. And he broadcast, he's like, I want to see a ship at this location. And sure enough, they showed up. Then he started to contact them through ham radios on frequency 144. And a lot of you guys know that's a magical number, right? It's like, we don't know. It's in all these sacred texts and like, I don't know, 144, right?
Uh-huh.
144,000, whatever it is. Anyway, that happens to be the frequency we use. And we have 20 of them. I have 5 of them all lined up, and they're making different sounds, which is breaking the laws of physics. It's impossible that I could have 20 radios making a different sound all in the same channel. It's not
Right.
possible.
Right.
So I can have yes, no conversations with my dead friends and ETs here, and I can ask them all sorts of crazy stuff. And this is groundbreaking research, and it only costs $25 for a radio, 50 if you buy 2 so you can see the phenomenon. But I think we've sold ourselves short. I think the education has, sold itself short. It's like, let's study phenomenon. Like, what could be more exciting?
It's pretty exciting. I could go on and keep talking to you for like hours. I want to show people how to get in touch with you. This is just phenomenal and amazing to me. You do have a course coming up in the next couple of weeks, right? And they can get in touch with you at lightnet.org.
Yeah, lightnet.org/register. And the cool thing about it is that you sign up for one small group, one Zoom, where you're going to be doing alpha theta brainwaves, lucid dreaming, remote viewing, radios, whichever one you sign up for. There's even a
Mhm.
kids one. And then you get 16 modalities thrown in for free. So you get all the archives every week. You can watch, because we want you to learn. We want to do all you can eat learning, because that's what the millennials want. They want free shipping and all you can eat learning. So we threw everything into one big thing. And it's a big experiment. Like, can you make contact or not with with a past loved one or ETs or an angel or whatever you're doing, right?
Right.
And then we just see what happens. We take 8 weeks and people really bond and have fun. And then we do breakthrough coaching, because it's not about the spoons. We also do breakthrough coaching 3 times a month, which is also free. We throw that in as a membership free. And then you can actually create better with someone helping you, supporting you, someone saying, I see you, you can do this, you got this. Because the belief is the important part. Knowing that we can bend the spoon is the thing. That's what we have to get out of, and that's what we do at the spooning. We get them out of their head because their head's going, no, 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 possible, not possible, you know. But you can do anything. You can climb a mountain. You can start a business. You can make 1 million. You can get a boyfriend. You can teach yourself Japanese. Whatever you want to do, you can heal someone with your hands. It's just we gotta rethink. We gotta expand, and we do that together. Not alone in a room. Not reading a book. You gotta practice.
Okay, so what is the difference? This is the last thing I'm going to really dive into here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just keep going all day. What is the difference between what you're teaching and what psychics do? Or is it the same thing? It's just that the psychics already believe.
I don't think it's the same thing, but I don't think that you need to go through someone in order to have contact with God
Hmm.
and all that is, right? So
Right.
some of these scientists are getting dreams in the morning. They're like, I have no idea how I got this equation. You know what I mean? Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like you don't need someone else. Just like you don't need a guru. We've got to teach ourselves to connect because I'm a snowflake and you're a snowflake. If I tell you what to do, then you're messing up. If you tell me what to do, I'm messing up. Like we've got to get everybody in their own gift, their
Okay.
own joy. And if your gift is starting a hospital, but you don't believe in yourself enough to do it, to raise 20 million or whatever insanity you would have to do that, right? Then you're limiting yourself, your life, your mission, your goals. And so psychics have learned to turn down that left side of themselves and they've learned to ask through their heart. It's all through your heart. That's the weird thing. It's like your heart is what the electromagnetic field is what opens. And you have to be sincere. You can't fake it. You
Yeah.
can't do this like in a mean way because it just doesn't work. Like the energy is not, it's got to be loving, in my opinion. And everyone can do it. And so the nonprofit is just like that. I teach you, you teach you the next person. We just have these groups and we started out with 4, then 8, now we have 16. It's just like let's just get people into this knowing, let's give people an experience because it's exciting. Then you got to start to see synchronicities. You start to see signs. You start to ask for signs and getting them. Like my life has gotten really magical because I'm somehow more aligned with why I'm supposed to be here. And I think that and for everyone it's different. Why everyone's got a different thing that makes their heart come alive and makes them be alive and excited. So once you figure that out and you tap in, then it gets really interesting. Like, oh, I met this guy at the supermarket. Oh my God, I saw this, sign or this number, and it gets really fun.
All right. We're going to do this. Not only are you going to do it, we're going to blow the show up. We're already at 35,000 like followers. We're going to blow this up to millions. And I believe, and
Yeah.
I know that Caden and the team and we are on it. So let's just do this thing. I want to thank you for being on. Thank you so much. I'm still at Scully level 4. I'm gonna try and move to 4.5 soon. We'll see what happens. I love what you're talking about. I just want to thank you so much for being on, and we'll have to have you on again. After I
Yeah,
do
thank
my
you
Zoom
so
thing.
much. We hope to see you in the lab, and we have loved working with your team. Everything you have done has been an 11 on a scale from 1 to 10. Like the way that you've interacted with me and I'm sure with everyone and just the graphics and the care and the precision and beauty and your curiosity and your personality and your energy, you it's been really amazing.
I'm gonna
Thank
do a shout out to the team. All right, you guys are awesome.
you.
And Zenka, I will catch you in the future. Thank you so much for the props, and bye, everybody.